anxiety. I'm one of Riley's new emotions, and we are just super jazzed to be here. Where can I put my stuff?
What do you mean, we?
I wish I was as tall as all of you.
Who the heck are you?
I'm Envy. Look at your hair.
Oh, yeah, not happening.
Okay, who's this guy?
What's your name, big fella? That's embarrassment. He's not really big on eye contact or talking, but he's a really sweet guy.
Well, welcome to headquarters, embarrassment. Oh, we're doing a fit. No. Oh, nope, going high. Oh, you got a real sweaty palm there, buddy.
Joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust get a proper introduction to Riley's new emotions moving in the sequel to one of Pixar's most highly rated and beloved films, Inside Out 2. Bryan.
Yes.
Sequels. We've got sequels on this show.
Yeah.
Was this one as effective as Bad Boys Ride or Die?
I would say, yeah, I really enjoyed Inside Out 2. Now, Inside Out is probably one of my personal favorite Pixar movies, along with the Incredible films.
Oh, okay.
I really.
Hot takes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
okay.
good. They're good.
I
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo's good, but
I like Up.
I know you like Up. Yeah. No, Pixar makes great movies. I mean, that's really, small margins.
Okay.
But those are my personal favorite ones. I really enjoyed that first movie.
Were you eager to see a return to Riley's emotions?
You know what? Leaving out of the first movie and understanding that they introduced the board where we would get new emotions, and we know kind of like how the human brain works and how.
Do we?
Well,
Do we
really
know?
Don't. No, we really don't. But we know that as we get older, we develop these different and more complicated emotions, and I thought that it would be interesting to see different emotions come in. And I do like the fact that we're bringing in some of these new emotions, which we have anxiety, we have envy, embarrassment, and ennui.
And a little nostalgia.
And a little bit of nostalgia.
She's got to stay in the basement.
She's got to stay in there for a couple more years. Like, no, you don't come out of there yet. So I like that, especially like when you get into these formative years of like puberty when people...
Yeah, the worst years of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like that. I didn't know how I was going to feel about the story as far as like, her going like, to this hockey camp. I liked the family aspect of the first movie, but I think it is a natural progression to where we pick up with Riley at the age of 13.
I think that the way they handle anxiety in this film is rather incredible.
Okay.
I thought when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to introduce anxiety. That's an interesting aspect to focus in on.
Yeah.
But the way, especially towards the end of this film, that it visualizes an anxiety attack, a panic attack, I was crying.
Dude.
Just by the visual image
of
what a pure panic attack looks like as represented by the character of anxiety.
Dude, the movie just came out this past weekend, so I don't want to give any spoilers away, but we all know that Pixar pulls at your heartstrings, and we expect that going into these movies, especially with a movie like Inside Out. I mean, we could talk about Bing Bong all day long from the first movie.
I can't do it.
Let's not talk about Bing Bong now, but I'm also watching this movie waiting for that kind of Bing Bong moment. And
for me, it was the anxiety moment.
That sequence worked so well, and you can pull so much from that sequence that I thought it was beautifully constructed in, like you were saying, the portrayal of that.
And I don't think everybody has access to what this story is actually talking about with anxiety. Mm-hmm. I think before I had met my lovely wife Lisa and her anxiety issues, I don't think I would have connected with this film as much as I do now.
Yeah.
And I am curious to see how the audience reacts to what this film is exploring, because I found it incredibly relatable, incredibly serious, life or death stakes for this poor character of Riley.
Yeah, no, you're right, because for her, within her world, for a 13-year-old, these are life and death stakes for her.
But it's also going to become life or death stakes as
when they
she
get
ages.
older.
Like,
Exactly.
I want Inside Out 3,
Same.
where Riley is like 35 years old.
Dealing with,
and looking down the barrel of death. Right.
And you have all these different emotions.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. I like how we get to a point in this movie, just like in the first movie, where Joy had to realize sadness was an important emotion that Riley had to feel.
These aren't enemies.
No, they're not. They're not enemies, you know, and they have to learn how to work together, because anxiety isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
But how does anxiety work with joy and sadness and boredom and all those different things?
You can't keep locking them to the back of your mind.
You can't put them in the back of your mind. No, I loved all of that stuff.
And the sarcasm, once it opens up, you can't close that thing.
Dude, and that's what I love about I love the world of Inside Out and how they take the mind and really, like, I don't know, just construct this whole world, like I say, like with the sarcasm, with the idea of putting things in the vault. That's a whole nother sequence.
Like honestly, I would say that for maybe 2/3 of this movie, I thought that the film was a little bit more of the same.
Yeah.
But then I saw what the filmmakers were doing with the story of anxiety, and it made me reevaluate those first 2/3. So the reveal turned me around on the film.
What's your rating for this one?
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. B+.
It's a B+ for me. I don't think it is comparable as far as like being as good as the first one.
Like,
but
that,
again,
that
I don't want to
conversation's
go.
not even interesting to me.
Yeah, I don't even want to go there with that. I mean, it works.
The anxiety moment, the climax of Anxiety's story makes the movie.
Makes the movie. Inside Out 2, which is also a B+.
Are we the same person?
It feels that way. It feels that way at times. I'm not gonna lie. So, thank you for joining us on this latest episode of B&B Movie Reviews. Come be a part of the conversation. If you have questions, suggestions, feel free to email us at bnbmoviereviews@gmail.com. And with that, we will see you at the movies.